First question for the mayoral candidates. Over the last 30 years, real income for most D.C. residents has stagnated, while the wealthiest have seen steady income gains. Does this contribute to healthy economic development? If not, how should district policies try to correct growing income disparities? And Mayor Fenty, I'd like you to go first, if you would.
Sure. And thank you very much. The district went in the wrong direction in a lot of ways for many years. As we started to rebound in the way the government operates, we started to see true economic development. Economic development is two things. It is certainly the rebirth of our neighborhoods in our downtown. As a council member and as a mayor for 3.5 years, I think the record of the city has, in terms of building new things like DC USA in Columbia Heights, the new waterfront station in Southwest, new buildings along Minnesota and Good Hope and Martin Luther King Avenue are all fantastic because they mean that there is commerce back in the neighborhoods. But what it has also meant is there's jobs coming back. All of these construction jobs in D.C. Create jobs in D.C. and all these construction projects, when they're finished, create new jobs for the people who will need to work in them. There's new grocery stores in Ward 8. There's new restaurants in Ward 7. I think as we go forward, our focus on education, which is the great equalizer, is not only going to restore the economy, but do what we've done this year, what we haven't done since the 1940s, grow population by more than 10,000 residents.
Thank you very much. Chairman Gray, would you like to take a minute to address that question?
Yeah, I think we have a strange phenomenon in the District of Columbia, and that is we have more jobs today than we had 3 years ago, and we have more unemployment in the District of Columbia than we had 3 years ago. The unemployment level is slightly below 12% at this stage, and what that says is that we have lots of people for whom their skills are not a match for the jobs that are available. And a job of a mayor is to be able to bridge that gap, to make sure that we have efforts in place that will prepare people for those jobs. That's why I have helped to spearhead a community college, so that we now have a community college with 2,600 people enrolled in that community college. And again, to prepare people for those jobs that exist in the District of Columbia. The council has put money into adult education, which the mayor has taken out. We put it back again this past week to try to spur educational and training development for people to prepare them for jobs in the District of Columbia.
Thank you very much. Mr. Alexander, 1 minute.
Our biggest problem here in Washington, D.C. is generational poverty. A third of our population over the age of 16 is functionally illiterate. The current leadership in the city is allowing employers to basically hire undocumented citizens in our construction, service, and hospitality arena at the expense of native Washingtonians. And what's happening on some of these construction sites, a journeyman plumber or carpenter receives $35 an hour, but I visited one on Georgia Avenue where they're paying undocumented workers $7 to $10 an hour. This exploitation must end. If we're talking about a record level unemployment rate here in Washington, D.C., we're not talking about white collar jobs. We're mainly talking about blue collar Washingtonians who've basically been replaced at the expense or by using exploitation of an undocumented workforce at their expense. So that's what we need to take care of. There are jobs here in Washington, D.C., but our people aren't working those jobs. They mention construction sites and libraries, rec centers. You go to these sites and you'll see other people working there who live outside of our city, and that must be addressed.
Thank you very much.